Sean, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk about security console designs. And when I think about security consoles, I'm thinking about a command center on one half of my brain, and the other half of my brain is thinking about a small security desk. Just briefly, when you talk and meet with security professionals, what are they thinking about when they think about a security command console?
Well, a lot of times what happens is, and it's great to be here also, Matt, and talk about this. But what a lot of times we see happening is everybody is really concerned with everything else that's going on inside that security center. And sometimes the consoles get overlooked, or sometimes it's the very last thing on their mind. We find that people have different kind of views on what we're actually looking at and what we actually could do with that console in that space that they're trying to occupy.
So when we talk about these consoles, actually, when we talk about any security system that's part of a solution, it's not something you just usually go to a magazine or a website and say, "Oh, I'll take that one," click, and they make a purchase. So I've done videos with you before where you're on the way to a site survey meeting. So how does a site survey, or we call them the cocktail napkin diagrams, how does that all play into figuring out the best solution for somebody for their security center?
Sure. So we actually have a design software called Wells from Winstead. It's a free download, and it really kind of helps get the ball started or get the ball rolling. And you can put in a drawing. You can, kind of put together a rudimentary or a kind of a crude drawing in the space. Now, you don't have to be really sharp with Visio or CAD or anything like that. It's very simple and very easy to use. Now, when we have the Wells software open, we can manipulate it. We can put different consoles in. We can kind of really watch the room come together, if you will. However, that's kind of only half of it. The other half would be a site survey, because sometimes if you're looking at a room, maybe the room is already built and there's things that we have to account for, like maybe the room isn't a perfect square, or maybe there's vents in the floor, or maybe there's a piece of furniture that we kind of want to incorporate. So it's not always very cut and dry. However, it's not very complicated to do something like that.
So you said a key word, we. Who is we? What can a specifier or an end user do on their own ahead of time? And then when do we, Midchess or Winstead, perhaps, get involved in that design?
So the customers can take it as far as they want to take it. So if they want to give us a drawing, meaning Chesapeake and Mid-Atlantic marketing, we can have one of the inside guys or even one of us outside folks. We are very well trained in the products too as well. Put together something that is very nice and presentable to a customer. Now, of course, we can also send it over to Winstead and have them work their magic and do a full rendering to see what it would really look like inside that space.
Yeah, and when I think of a rendering, initially I think about a line diagram, right? Something more along the lines of this that's on the screen right now. But Winstead actually has the ability to turn that into something that looks pretty much like this.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to the site survey, you guys in the field, Nick, Steve, Tom, yourself, Ari, you're enabled to go out and help somebody do the measuring and all those sorts of things. But again, this software is available for somebody else to use on their own. How hard is it to actually use the software? If they just download it, are they going to be stumped by it, or is it actually a worthwhile investment of their time?
No, it absolutely is a worthwhile investment of their time. I'm pretty technically inclined. However, I have seen people who aren't so technically inclined get in there and start, basically building a console, manipulating it, putting the room together, adding little plants or windows, things like that. So it's not something that you really have to be trained in to make, something that looks presentable.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to kind of explain and demystify wells. The link is in our video script below here. So anybody can click on it, follow the links to the download page, and install it on their computer. As always, as Sean mentioned, our team's here to help. So whether it's by telephone, chat, email, coming out to your site, or getting hold of Rick or Katie to just by telephone to start throwing together a design, we're here to help you. So Sean, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Matt.